We've all heard, Sister Stephanie, I know you've heard this people talk about, girl, I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. Why he said that to that person, why she did that. I don't know what that person was thinking. That don't make no sense to me. I know we've all heard that in one time or another. I don't know what they were thinking. Why would they think like that? Why would they do that? Why would they say that? I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it. She told her boss that. I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to say it. I was thinking it. But she said it. Boy, in a couple of days, she was gone, fired. She opened up her mouth. She said what she thought. How you think. How you think has got a lot to do with what you say and what you do. Decisions you make based on how you think. Let's look at the Gospel of Matthew in the 26th chapter. We're going to start at the 47th verse. All right, Sister Monique, of Matthew 26th chapter. We know that this chapter has to do with him being taken. Show y'all. All right, Sister Alicia, in the Gospel of Matthew, the 26th chapter. He was in the garden. He had finished talking to his disciples. And beginning in verse 44, let's go to 47. Matthew 26, 47. And while he yet spake, we're talking about Jesus, Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and elders of the people. They sent them. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, the same as he. Hold him fast, grab him, because he's Jesus. He's the one we're looking for. And forthwith he came to Jesus, Judas did, and said, hail, master or rabbi, and kissed him. And Jesus said to him, friend, why have you come? Jesus knew. Then came they and laid hands on Jesus and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and cut off his ear. Then said Jesus unto him, put up your sword into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish by the sword. Here's the verse. Here's the PowerPoint. And the purpose of this lesson. Matthew 26 and 53. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? They say a legion was between 5,000 and 6,000. So 12 times that, you're talking about over 70,000. So he's saying, what are you thinking? You don't understand. You don't think that if I wanted to, remember now, in another gospel, it goes into more detail. In another gospel, he asked them, "Who do you seek?" And they say, "Jesus of Nazareth." And he said, "I am he." And they all fell backward, all fell to the ground just by him saying, "I am he." He did it twice. Disciples, the apostles, they right there seeing this. He's saying, don't you think? Don't you understand? What are you thinking? I don't understand what you're thinking, some might say. Don't you understand? Don't you understand who you're dealing with? I don't need y'all. I don't need your help. I got help that you cannot imagine. Were you not with me when they wanted to stone me, when they wanted to throw me off a cliff, and I just disappeared and walked right through the crowd and they didn't even see me? You were there. You're looking around too. And where did he go? Sister Alicia, he was right here. Well, they was about to throw him off the cliff. You were right there and saw that, Sister Keela. Matthew 26 chapter. They were right there in the boat when it looked like it was about to sink and they were all going to perish. And he said, "Peace, be still." They were right there. You can have a lot of examples of how Jesus have worked things out for you, how he's solved problems. He's worked things out when it looked like there was no way. But because of these examples, because of the word that's written, because of the word that has been spoken and come to pass in your life, it needs to change how you think. It's got to change how you think. If your thoughts, if how you think, if that doesn't change, Brother Farron, then you're not growing. We all know in Proverbs, the 23rd chapter, most of us have if you haven't read it, you've heard it. For as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. That goes for women too. As she thinks in her heart, as she thinks, that's how she's going to act. That's how she's going to talk. That's how she's going to walk. Because that's how she thinks. Brother Farron, you missed what we said when we first started talking about it. You've heard people say, "Oh, Farron, I don't know what that person was thinking. I don't know what they was thinking. What happened? Man, this is what they said to the wrong person. This is what they did. They reacted to this way and that way. I don't know what they were thinking, brother. I don't know, because, boy, that caused nothing but a mess. I don't know what they were thinking." Why would you say, "I don't know what they were thinking"? Because your actions, your words, what you do, your decision come from how you think. For those of you in sports, you see some teams with some leaders, I don't care how many points they down, well, they come back 20-point down, 15-point down, 30-point down, or whatever, and they come back and win that game. And they ask the leader, the one that led the charge, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind when you was down that many points? Some people were leaving the stadium. Some people said, "Man, this game over." Some people were turning off the TV, right? Figured they were thinking that game's over. They were thinking there's no hope. They saw the situation, said, "Man, this thing is over. Ain't no chance." Their thought was negative. No chance, no hope. It's over. That's how they thought. But the leader of the teams that come back say, "Look, We just had to have the mindset that all things are possible. We just need to put the effort in. We need to have a goal. We need to cut it down by this amount, by this time, and that amount. And we got to get close enough to get ourselves back in the game. They have a positive mind. They don't give up in their minds. Giving up is how you think. Is that right? If you give up, say, man, how can you give up, man? You could have come back, man. I don't believe that. See, you don't believe. Believe's how you think. It's how you think. And here in the Garden of Gethsemane, they came to take him. Jesus had already told his disciples, he already told his apostles, my time's coming. I'm going to be taken away. I'm going to be crucified. And the third day, I'm going to rise again. He told them what was going to happen. And all the times that they were with him, they saw how people wanted to take him. The soldiers wanted to take him. The Pharisees and Sadducees and the head of the temple and whatnot said, go get him. We know where he is. He out there talking to everybody. Go get him and bring him. Man, they came back without him, right? They said, why are you back here and you don't have Jesus with you? Man, ain't no man, Sister Kayla, ain't no man ever spoke like that man. You can say what you want. You can go get him, but I ain't touching that man. And they ridiculed the soldiers. Oh, you a follower too? You believe all his stuff too? I don't know what the soldiers said, but I'm sure they said something in their minds. They thought it said, well, you can say all that you want to. I ain't touching that man. They came to get him with Judas Iscariot leading the way. And he kissed Jesus. He had told him, the one that I kissed, and that's him. Grab him, hold him. Verse 50, they came and laid hands on him and took him. Verse 51 of Matthew, the 26th chapter. And behold, one of them which was with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. And another gospel says it was Peter. Then said Jesus unto him, put up your sword into its place. For all they that take the sword shall perish by the sword. Here's the PowerPoint, verse 53, Matthew 26, verse 53. Think you not that I can't just pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 70,000, 12 legions of angels. But how then shall the scripture be fulfilled? That this it must be. But what did he say? Don't you think? You've been with me all this time. You've seen all the things that I've done. Don't you think? Don't you understand? Can no one take me and do nothing with me unless I allow it? Did not he tell Pilate? You'd have no power over me whatsoever if it wasn't given to you from above. It don't come from you. You think you all that? Oh no, you have no power over me at all. After Pilate spoke and said, don't you understand? I got power to kill you, keep you alive. I got the power over you. Jesus said, oh no, you don't. You may think that, it may look like that, but see, you don't understand. You don't know the truth. This is why I came, not to judge man, but to save. But 53, verse 53 say, don't you think? Don't you understand? You don't need to fight for me. I don't need your help in whatever the situation is. I am the solution. I am the answer. You doing something on your own. You about to get locked up. You cut off the ear of one of the servants of the high priest. They couldn't do nothing to him after Jesus healed him like it never happened, so there was nothing to arrest him for. But he did something on his own, right? Thinking wrong. Wrong understanding, thinking wrong. How you think is critical. Romans 12th chapter. Romans 12th chapter. Saul says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, conformed, but be transformed by the what? By the renewing of your mind, how you think. Change how you think, renew, that you may prove, that you may show by example what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Renew your mind. What you talking about, renew your mind? How you think. We talked about it before, and we got to keep on talking about it now. Until it dawns on us, until it get deep in our minds and our hearts. Sister Ashley, in Romans the 12th chapter, renewing of your mind, how you think. As you grow in Jesus, your mind, your thoughts need to change. They need to grow in faith and trust. If your mind doesn't change, and who's in control of your mind? You in control of your mind. If everything that happens that is unexpected, that could be bad, it looks kind of bad, if you fall apart and you faint and you just, oh Lord, and you just go through that woe is me, oh no, I don't know what I'm going to do, and all that sad mess, those thoughts of defeat, then you're not changing how you think because you're not relying on Jesus. Renew your mind. You don't need to turn to Isaiah, the 26th chapter, but he says he will keep you, Jesus will keep you in perfect peace. Peace is a state of mind, right? It's how you think. Whose mind is stayed on him. What you mean? I trust him. I believe him. I trust him. My faith is in him. My faith's so strong, I just trust him. No matter what happened, I'm just going to trust him that he is the answer. He is the way. I'm not going to fret. I'm not going to get down. I'm not going to get negative. My trust is in him. I'm learning. Did not Jesus say? In me, You might have peace. He said, you might have. You might have. You could have. You should have. In the world, he says, you're going to have tribulation. Stuff going to happen in the world. But in me, you should have peace. You should have it. You might have it if you, if. It's up to you. If you make up in your mind, if you trust me, if you lean on me, if you cast all your care upon me, if you put your trust in me and know that I am the solution, I know what you need before you ask. Have not he said that? Does not he say over and over and over, fear not, be not dismayed, fear not, don't be afraid, oh, you of little faith, little trust. We got, at some point, somebody under the sound of my voice got to make up in their mind and say, you know what? Boy, I've been hearing this and hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. And I keep on thinking the same way. Now, when everything seems smooth and copacetic, oh, I'm at peace. Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus, Sister Monique. Jesus is good. But boy, you let the water get a little bit rocky. You let the waves come up a little bit and the wind start to blow in your life with situations, with oppositions, and oh, well, that's not a renewed mind. That's not a transformed mind. When he talking about born again, your mind has got to be born again. All that junk you grew up with, the way of the world. Well, you know, normally this how it go, all that old stuff. He says, you got to renew your mind. You got to change your mind. You can't think the same way. You can, but if you want to have peace in me, if you want to have victory in your life in me, you got to change how you think. You got to believe what I say. How in the world does it say in Isaiah 26:3 that he going to give you, you're going to be in perfect peace when your mind is stayed on him? That means when you trust him, when you understand through studying and understanding who he is, the creator of all things, when you really understand that, and you say, I'm going to put my trust in you. I'm going to learn more and more about you. I'm learning that I can't put roadblocks in my own way. I can't trouble myself. I can't oppose myself, as the word says, by doing stupid stuff. That kind of stuff that people say, boy, I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. No, because you was thinking wrong. You didn't do what he said. Think on these things. If there be any praise, if there be any strength, if there be any virtue, if there be any truth to it, his word is truth. His word is power. Why? Because he is his word. So shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, Brother Farron, but it shall go and accomplish that which I please and prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it my time. I'm going to bless you in my way, and I'm going to teach you. Yes, I'm going to teach you in my mercy, but don't keep on thinking wrong. Don't keep on doing wrong. Don't think that, well, I just want to get a quick thrill. The flesh is weak, and I'm just going to do this, and, I'm asking them, well, stop making excuses for yourself. Stop opposing yourself. Stop making things hard for you. Take a stand. I know what Jesus say do, and I know what not to do. I thought this was the way, but I learned, no, that's not the way. So I'm not going to go that way again. I want peace in my mind. I don't want to do something that I know is wrong that really I got no business doing. But I wanted that thrill. I wanted to chill out for a minute, or I just wanted to do something, sin for a season. It tasted good, but boy, after I tasted, my mouth gets filled with gravel. Problems come up because of it. And I can't say nothing. I can't do anything but say, Father, have mercy, because I did it to myself. How you think. Change how you think. No. No. He's too good to me. I don't know about you, Sister Keela, Sister Alicia, Sister Ashley, but he's just too good to all of us. Sister Stephanie, Mill, Angel, Sister Monique, Brother Farron, California crew, he's too good. And he says, if you keep your mind on me, meaning you trust me, you stay on the path, the righteous path, not self-righteous, but you just do your best to believe me, trust me. And when temptation comes, you say, oh no, nope. I've got momentum, spiritual momentum, and I'm not going to mess that up because I've been doing what he say do to the best of my ability, and I'm not going to mess up my momentum in Jesus. Not just because I want something from him, but because of who he is. He's my father. I'm his child. And I want to take the easy way. The easy way is doing all that he say do to the best of my ability. It don't mean that you're never going to go through anything. You can't have sunshine all the time. There's going to be some rain, but that's all right. Because I got the victory. I don't care how hard it rains. I know the parable that Jesus said. I want to be that wise person, not the foolish one that built his house, built his life on the sand. I want to be that wise follower of Jesus. My foundation is on the rock of ages. It's on Jesus. He don't change, but he changed things. He don't change, but he brings about change. And he says, I've got to learn of him. What does that mean? He said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. What you mean? Learn. Change how you think. Just don't learn and don't do it. Don't be a hearer only and don't be a doer. Hear it and do it, Brother Joseph. Hear it and do it, right? Hear it and boy, when you hear it and do it, and you stay on that narrow path, not that wide path, then here come goodness and mercy. Here come victory over what may. I ain't worried about no weapons being formed against me. Because Allah told me, Jesus let us know. Weapons could be formed against me, but they can't prosper. They ain't going to win. I'm going to win. I may have to have patience at times, but how I think is critical. I don't need to get mad and be moving no furniture and punching people and cussing people. Oh, no. Uh-uh. I don't need to take a sword and cut no one's ear off trying to help Jesus do something. I'm waiting on someone. I'm waiting on a mate. I don't have to help Jesus. Well, I've been waiting for a minute. And my girlfriend told me, well, there's a lot of guys in the bar room down the street. Why don't you come on? Uh-uh. See, knowledge and wisdom says, no, no, no. I don't need to go there to meet nobody. Especially those that have been there and done that. You know, ain't nothing coming out there worth nothing. I'm going to wait on him. And who he have for me, Sister Ashley, Sister Keela. Who he have for me, Angel. Who he have for me, I'm going to wait on him. Because Jesus know what he's doing. He's getting me ready for him or her, and he's getting him or her ready for me. He know what he do. And boy, once that light shine, the light of the glorious gospel shine in your mind and you understand, boy, I just need to trust him with all my heart. And when I do, when opposition comes, my trust is in him. I don't have to overreact. I ain't cutting no one's ear off. I'm not acting a fool. I'm not cussing nobody out. I'm not getting in no fisticuffs over nothing. Why? My trust is in Jesus. He give me to know when I should hold my peace and when I should speak up for myself. When I should put my foot down or whether I should have mercy and compassion. Because my mind being renewed because I wanted to be renewed. I wanted to change. I want to have greater and greater peace. Right, Sister Alicia? Right, Sister Ashley? Right, Sister Keela? Monique, Angel, Mill, Sister Stephanie? How about Sister Kayla? You want greater and greater peace. Where that peace come from? We talk about faith, but we talk about ultimate faith. That's trust. I just trust. I don't care. I'm going to trust him. And I trust him so much that I got peace in my mind. And I'm not worried about stuff that comes up, that tries to trouble me. I say, Father, you know all about this. I'm just finding out about it right now. But Father, you know all about it. This is the time for me to exercise my mind and say, well, Father, my trust is in you about this thing. And the more you change how you think, you get strong in him, more trust in him. Things don't bother you the way they used to. Things don't trouble you the way they used to. You don't need to take no pills, drink no NyQuil at night to calm you down because you so why are you troubled? One, you don't understand who he is and your faith is not strong enough to trust him regardless. And two, certain things trouble you because you know you've done some stupid stuff. You made some bad decisions. You gave into temptation. You did certain things. Well, repent of that and just say, I ain't going to do it again. I want to walk perfect before you, Father. As perfect as I can. And I can when I make up my mind. And because I want peace in my mind and I want victory in all the things that I put my hand to according to your will and purpose as you guide me, I want victory in my life. I don't want to be down and out in my life. worried about this, worried about that, trouble about this. Some of you know, you don't need to mention no name. When someone call you, certain people call you, and you know all they're going to do is complain about their life. Oh, girl, guess what? This happened and that happened. And you listen to it. Some of you say, you know what? Some of you, when they call, you don't even answer the phone. Because you know it's going to be a whole bunch of negative, down and out, negative stuff. Because that's how they think, that's how they live, because they haven't learned all there is to know about Jesus and grow in him and change how they think, transform the mind to believe what he say in Lord Jesus. When you make up in your mind, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what he say do. And stuff that I know is not good, stuff that I know is sin, that stuff that I know don't please him, I'm going to stop that. Yeah, but it's not that easy to stop. Who say? Who say it's not that easy? That old natural negative mind say, yeah, but that ain't easy. It ain't that easy. Why? Because they want you to believe, yeah, you right. The flesh is weak. So, you know, one day I'll be, man, that's a lie. Don't believe the lie. That cursed dog is the father of lies. And we make excuses for ourselves. You can be strong when you make up your mind how you think to be strong. Sometimes we do stuff and then you say, boy, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. We can be aware of how we think. Does not the word say, keeping every thought unto the obedience of Jesus? Every thought. Meaning recognize that negative mess that come in your mind, that negative thinking. Recognize it and say, I may not be able to stop the thought from coming to my mind, but I don't have to agree with it. Oh, no. I don't have to agree with it and be thinking, talking about, yeah, that sure is true. No. And after you stop agreeing with it and saying, Father, your will be done. My trust is in you. Those thoughts don't come as often. And they sure can't linger because you don't let them in the door and say, sit down and have a seat. You want a drink? You want some food? You say, you open the door? And you slam that door. After a while, you don't even open the door on that mess. You got to change how you think. Change how you think. Change how you think. Grow in Jesus, you got to change how you think. Your thoughts have to be in line with Jesus. You want his mind, his thoughts. Why? Because he let us know. My thoughts not like your thoughts. My ways not your ways. My thoughts are so high. So our prayer is, and our mission is, through reading the word, asking for understanding of his word. We want to think like him. When he say, don't fear, don't fear, don't fear, we get in our mind, you know what? He keep on saying, don't fear. I'm not going to fear. Yeah, but ain't no yeah, but I'm not fearing that situation. I'm not fearing how it's going to turn out. I'm not going to fear when people say, yeah, but this and that, and I get a letter or someone say this, or I get a phone call and they want to bring fear and doubt. No, I bind that situation in the name of Jesus. Father, my trust is in you. He will keep you in perfect peace when your mind is stayed on him, trusting him. And we've heard it, and we've heard it, and we've heard it, and we read it. How's your peace? Throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, when things come up, do you have peace in your mind regardless of the situation, even though at times you don't know how that thing gonna work out, what you got to do, how you got to do? You have no idea at that second. Are you trembling in fear and you all faintified and weak knees, headache, got to take some aspirin because you so worried? Those days need to be gone. I ain't studying about Jesus for nothing. I'm not reading his word for nothing. I'm not praying to him and talking to him for nothing. If I keep on praying and reading his word and asking for understanding and getting more knowledge, and I still think the same way, I still react the same way, I still worry the same way, I still feel overwhelmed and oppressed and down and out, then I'm not changing how I think. I'm not walking in his way. I'm not believing him. When he say, you're going to have tribulation, don't trip out. Don't think as though, doesn't the word say as though something strange has happened to you? As though it don't happen to nobody else, or we should just go through life without no problem? Stop that. Boy, when we get stronger in Jesus, meaning that we trust him, boy, we're going to please him, we're going to walk in his way, we're going to say no to temptation. We're always going to try to do the right thing. Father, you lead me and guide me. I want to please you in this situation. I want to please you. I want to show you. I can't really prove nothing to you, but I can even show myself that I can be strong. You know whether I'm strong, whether I'm weak, and what areas of my life I'm strong in, what areas of my life I got fears and doubts. Father, I got to break up my own fallow ground. Those areas that I got to strengthen. Because I want to be strong in you. I want to have peace in you. I want power in my life by faith. We talked about that. You got power by faith in him to overcome all things. Do you believe it? If you can't believe him, just basically, you asking him to fill you with his spirit when you can't believe him for stuff that is nothing for him. It may be a huge thing for you, but for him, come on, man, really? If you don't believe him now, he fill you with his spirit. You speak in tongues and he speak to you. Are you going to believe it then? Uh-oh. Because you got filled with his spirit, he have mercy and say, okay, well, I'm going to fill you with my spirit. Are you still going to be down and out? You still going to be fearful? You still going to be overwhelmed with depression when something don't go your way? Think about that. You got the victory in all things. Change how you think. Jesus said in Matthew, the 26th chapter, 53rd verse in Matthew. Matthew 26. How you think. Thinkest you that I cannot now pray my Father, and he presently will give me more than 12 legions of angels, thousands of them, if I just ask? You don't understand who I am? How you thinking? Think right. Don't react. Do some stupid stuff. Chopping the man's ear off. You don't think nothing was going to happen with that? I don't need your help to bring things to pass in your life. You just got to believe me. You got to trust me. You got to keep down the right path. Say no to temptation. Learn of me and believe me. Be strong in me. Make up in your mind. And watch what I do for you. Watch how the victories start to add up your momentum. When things look like you down by 30 points before halftime, you say, I can come back. Shoot, I ain't defeated. There's time. In your life, you got time. Jesus worked that thing out in time, but you got to sometime have patience, but you got to believe. You can't throw your hands up. You throw your hands up, you ain't got no peace. I guarantee you that, right? Well, I don't know. Yeah, when you don't know, why you don't know? That's how you think. You're saying, I don't know. My thought is, I don't know. My thought is, I'm worried. My thought is, well, I don't know. That's how you think. Stop thinking like that. Stop it. You learning of him. You coming to Bible study. I know you pray. I know you read your word. Why don't you believe all that he's telling you? Do it, or you can't lose. In the name of Jesus. As a woman thinks in her heart, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he, so is she. Think strong. Think positive. Think, I want to think like Jesus. I want his thoughts in my mind. I want his strength in my mind. Why not? I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven, and behold, I give unto you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions and over all the influence of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Did not he speak it? Boy, when you start to believe what he said, and when you start to do what he said, you cannot lose. You're getting stronger and stronger. Until next time, in the name of Jesus.